welcome to this, and welcome to this, my Ring of Honor pay-per-view review for Final Battle 2009, their internet live pay-per-view, which was tonight. And I want to thank everyone who bought the pay-per-view, everyone who supported Ring of Honor, everyone who gave them a chance. I hope you enjoyed the show. I know a lot of people said that they were going to, when the video I did, said that they were going to order the show. I hope a lot of people did. I hope this did very well for Ring of Honor, because I would like to see them do more. Not that this was not without its problems, to be honest, but there is that. I will probably be a little harder on this pay-per-view than some people have been, only because I love Ring of Honor that much that sometimes I think you have to be a little harder on the things you truly love. So there's that. I was asked a question, and I thought I would just answer this because this is a Ring of Honor pay-per-view. This is the first live Ring of Honor pay-per-view. I've been wanting to see Ring of Honor grow since I got on here, and I was asked this question. Been asked this question a lot of times. There's been a lot of speculation about this question, about what is my relationship with Ring of Honor. There is no relationship with Ring of Honor. As far as I am concerned, Ring of Honor doesn't know I exist. I've never gotten a free DVD, never gotten a free ticket, never gotten a free anything. I've never been in any contact with Ring of Honor. The only time I've ever spoken to anyone within Ring of Honor was when I was at the Ring of Honor show that was here in Houston for WrestleMania weekend, Supercard of Honor, and yeah, I met Kerry Silkin only because he was at Booker T's thing. I went up to him, shook his hand. Said I wanted to thank him for coming to Houston, and he said thank you, and either he had no clue who I was or no-sold me, one of the two. I know I saw Eric Santa Maria there. He kind of looked at me like, from behind the DVDs table, so I'm pretty sure he probably knew who I was. And then there was a guy from, for various reasons, I'll get to that in a minute. And then there was a guy that I've seen on a lot of the Ring of Honor shows before, who I think is an usher or a security guy. And I was up walking around I either went to the bathroom or something. I was up walking around during the show for some reason, and he happened to just walk up to me and ask me if I was me. I was like, yes, and he said, man, you do a really good job with your videos. And I'm like, thank you. And he goes, no, you do a really good job with your videos. So take that for what it means. And the only other time was, I believe it was Eric Santa Maria that this happened with. Not that I have any ilk for him because of this. Me and Jared, maybe some of you remember, did a video similar to Bill and Doug's TNA Addicts video, where we just did a show where we hyped Ring of Honor, and apparently used something on the video we weren't supposed to use, and so they took it down. That was that. That's been my only contact with Ring of Honor, other than being on their message board. I've never been contacted. I've never been emailed. I've never had phone calls. Never had a letter. Nothing. Everything I've ever done to do things for Ring of Honor, I've done because I wanted to do them, and for no other reason. So there you go. Hopefully that answers that question, because we're going to do this review. This, of course, was their first pay-per-view review. Their pay-per-view from Go Fight, which was pretty good as far as some parts, and pretty horrible as far as other parts. Of course, going into this, we all wondered about the production values, what they would be like, what we would see, and honestly, I will say this, I thought the production values were much better than I had any right to think they were going to be. These were better, in my opinion, than the taped pay-per-views, with the exception of when they brought in the production crew with the crane. These were every bit these were much better than the early ones. The graphics were better. Pretty much everything from that standpoint was better. They only had 3 cameras, so the fact that they were able to do everything they did and not miss a spot and not make it look like it was cheesy because they kept the hard camera going the whole time, I thought was pretty damn good. And I will say this, I guess it was David Lasagna former of WWE, who was doing the production, and the video portion of it, I think, was about as close to perfect that he could have done as possible. The audio part was shit. I'm not going to lie about that. It was shit. Not that I care, because honestly, I didn't want to hear Dave Prazak or Eric Santamaria on commentary. When I found out Eric Santamaria was going to be on commentary, I was kind of like, oh god. I don't think he's very good, and I really think there's other people they could have used, but that's just me. But they did bring in, for those of you who don't know, when they opened up the show, they announced them as your announce team. They did a national anthem that was kind of neat, and then they brought back Larry Sweeney, who, because of the horrible audio problems, we weren't able to hear. So, but honestly, it didn't matter, because I had the sound turned down anyways, because I really didn't want to hear the other two. So it didn't bother me. It might bother you. If you didn't order the show, you're thinking about the show, you're waiting to hear about the show. That would be my biggest gripe, production-wise. I didn't have any lag. There was a lot of people that were wondering about how bad the lag would be. I had Skype going. I was hosting the call we were part of. I think we had about 10 people in the call, and I was on the medium setting. There's a high and a medium setting for the videos, and the medium, I had almost no lag. I think it lagged twice on me, and it was just like a split second. It wasn't even very long. It was the same type of thing you might get on your TV if you have a satellite TV. It was that sort of thing. So from that part of it, no problems. So that was good. There was nothing like that. The show itself, well, let's get talking to it. I thought this was a good show, all things considered. Didn't think it was a great show. I know some people probably will think it was a great show, and some people will probably be shocked that I didn't think it was a great show. But I thought overall, it did deliver. But I think that the audio thing, I gotta say the audio thing, I think, hurt the show overall. But let's get talking about the show. The show started off Claudio Castagnoli versus Colt Cabana versus Rhett Titus versus Kenny Omega. A pick six. The pick six is basically 6 guys that Jim Cornette chose. They're considered the top 6 competitors. Basically, these guys go up and down. The top ranked guy gets a shot at the world champion, Austin Aries, and so that's what all this is about. The winner would go, would switch places if they were lower, or would go up a spot if won this match. So there we go with that. I believe is how this worked out. This I thought was a pretty good opener. You had Kenny Omega and Colt Cabana being silly and funny and over the top. You had Rhett Titus being just over the top, goofy heel, and you had Claudio being Claudio. And this was really good. I thought good opener, 3 stars, no problems there. Then we had Eric Stevens and Bison Smith taking on Delirious and what was supposed to be Necro Butcher, but Necro Butcher got snowed he got snowed in and couldn't make the show. So he was replaced first by Pelly Primo, who got destroyed by Bison Smith, which was kind of cool to see. And then Bobby Dempsey made the save, a la what Colt Cabana did for Bryan Danielson at the 7th anniversary show. So there was that. This was an okay match. The fans were really into it. It was Bobby Dempsey and Delirious being silly, and Bison Smith and Eric Stevens being, big, 2 strong guys. I would like to see Eric Stevens and Bison Smith take on the Dark City Fight Club. I think that would be interesting to see in Ring of Honor, to be honest. So that would be interesting to see, just saying. Then we had Chris Hero versus Eddie Kingston in a fight with no honor. I've seen a lot of people rate this a little higher than me, but that's fine. I thought this was very good, but I didn't think it was great. They definitely brought the hate, as this was a rivalry match. It was a fight with no honor. They brought the hate. They looked like they wanted to hurt each other. There was chains used. There was a spot where Hero pile drove Kingston on one of the metal railings, Ring of Honor railings that they stuffed in between the middle and top rope, and so it was like a platform, and he pile drived him on that, which was sick. And Kingston kicked out, which was cool at the time, except as the match kept going, they weren't able to top that, and because they weren't able to top that, I thought the match kind of fell flat. But still very good, very enjoyable, had a very holy shit moment, no doubt about that. So there was that. Then we had the Young Bucks taking on Kevin Steen and El Generico. This, in my opinion, was the match of the night, bar none. Was great stuff for various reasons. Young Bucks and Steen and Generico worked very well together. Not only that, but this was a much slower paced match than you usually see the Young Bucks. They actually built up to something, which was nice. The whole point of this match was that Kevin Steen and El Generico were going to give the Young Bucks one more shot, and the Young Bucks was to be the up-and-coming team. Kevin Steen was injured. He said he was going to make an announcement after this match. A lot of people thought he was going to retire after this match. I thought that's what the announcement was going to be. Kevin Steen took the pin after taking multiple super kicks from the Young Bucks, and then he did this promo. Some people I heard said they couldn't hear the promo. I heard it pretty well myself, so I guess I guess it matters just maybe on your speakers and sound card or whatever. But it's pretty good for me. I heard pretty much everything he said. He thanked Ring of Honor. He thanked PWG and some other promotions as well as Ring of Honor, the Ring of Honor fans, Harry Silkin, Nigel McGuinness, the Briscoes, everyone that he thought made him a better wrestler. Went on and on. Gave El Generico this big long hug. Everyone thought he was basically saying goodbye, and he turned to El Generico and said, "I hate your guts." Kicked El Generico in the balls, and then hit him with one of the sickest chair shots I've seen in a long time, and the fans were just kind of like, and it was very much a holy shit moment. Very well done, very surprising, and was pretty cool. Then you had the intermission. For us that were watching it on the internet, the intermission was CM Punk versus what is it, Kindred or Lundred? Spanky versus Spanky. So there was that, which is a pretty good match. So that there was nothing wrong with that. And then we got Kenny King versus Roderick Strong, which was okay. Not as good as I thought it did. I thought it would be a little bit more faster paced, but it was what it was. Kenny King looked pretty good. Roderick Strong looked pretty good. Not too shabby. Then we had Rocky Romero and Alex Kozlov because Jack Evans and Eddie Hart, we were told, were stuck in the snow and couldn't make the show, which a lot of people didn't like. So this match fell kind of flat because of that, which was kind of unfortunate because the guys did go out there and work hard. Alex Kozlov was a lot of fun. I'm really shocked he's not in TNA. I can kind of understand why maybe he's not in WWE, but I am shocked he's not in TNA because he's very, very entertaining, very good in the ring. Just really shocked. Rocky Romero is Rocky Romero, either you like him or you don't. I thought they put on an okay match. More of, the fans were expecting something they didn't get, so they were just not kind of into it. Then we had the American Wolves versus the Briscoes, and I think, again, they were still kind of disappointed from Jack Evans and Teddy Hart not being there. And this match was very good, in my opinion. Not quite great. I did think it kind of underperformed, only because the crowd really wasn't into it. But they did a lot of good moves. It was a very long match. I shouldn't say very long, but it was a long match. It was about 25 minutes, I think. And told a pretty good story. Was shocked at the end because the Briscoes went over, which at the time when they went over, I was kind of like, wow. The Briscoes won. That's kind of eh. And then Claudio Castagnoli came out. And then Chris Hero came out, helped Claudio attack the Briscoes, and the Kings of Wrestling, which was their tag team, are back, which is a very cool thing. I was very excited. Another for internet fans and fans that know, this sort of thing. It was a pretty much just awesome sight and a lot of fun. Then you had Jack Evans and Teddy Hart showed up, did a little impromptu match where basically Julius Smokes was there and he played ref. It was basically them just putting on an exhibition, I guess. I've rated this if you look in the description, and I stole this line, I'm not going to lie. Heaven needed a spot fest, and Jack Evans and Teddy Hart delivered. This was basically, I think, about 5 to 7 minutes of them just going out and doing moves. But it was awesome. I mean, it was just, it's freaking Jack Evans. I mean, Jack Evans does crap that nobody else can do. Teddy Hart's just as crazy as Jack Evans is. And so they did all sorts of crazy crap. And it was a lot of fun. They got on they cut a little bit of a shoot promo wanting to come back. The rep, you could see the Ring of Honor official telling them to stop, and they weren't stopping. They kept going. But the crowd ate it up, so there was that. Then we had the main event. And this will probably be a very much talked about main event of Austin Aries versus Tyler Black. I will not lie. If Tyler Black had gone over on this match, I would probably give this match at least 4 stars. At least 4 stars. The fact that he didn't, though, and this match went an hour. It went to an hour draw. I thought was a good hour. Don't give me great. I thought this was a very good hour-long match, as good as anything I've ever seen. I really think they went an hour. They went Broadway with this in New York City, oddly enough. I think the reason was just to kind of show the fans, particularly on the internet, something different, something they weren't expecting. Though it made the show much longer. This show was almost 4 hours long, maybe even longer. And, you know, it was what it was, I guess. I was really enjoying the match. The New York crowd was not enjoying the match, which kind of irked me because there was no reason to shit on the match like they did, in my opinion. I think if you'd done this match in some other cities, I think they would have eaten it up a little bit better. They'd have been a little bit more patient with it. But the fact that Tyler Black did not go over to me was a bad decision. I don't understand why he didn't, and was just kind of there. So gets knocked off 3 stars. Thought it was good. Like I said, I think if Black had won, I probably would give this 4 stars at the very least. I know that sounds very strange, but if you've not seen the match, people that have seen the match probably know what I'm talking about. They lost the crowd for a while, then they got it back near the end, and I think if he would have won, I think the crowd would have been into him. I don't know what you do with Tyler Black now. This was very strange. They told a very good story though. I mean, it was Austin Aries trying to, however he could, get out of the match. So maybe this will lead to a steel cage match. Wouldn't be bad about that. That wouldn't be horrible to me. But overall, I thought it was a good pay-per-view. I wouldn't say it was a great pay-per-view because of the audio problems. The main event didn't deliver. But you know, everything else was very. This was a good wrestling pay-per-view. Don't get me wrong. If you just want some good wrestling, probably a pay-per-view to get. I know some people will probably give Hero and Kingston a higher rating than I did. I'm sure some people will probably give American Wolves and the Briscoes a higher rating than I did. And maybe even Austin Aries and Tyler Black as well. So keep that in mind. So this was a very, very good showing. But, you know, the audio issues really hurt it. It definitely didn't have that feeling that I would say Barely Legal had, which was ECW's first live pay-per-view, first pay-per-view. Didn't have that feeling to it. But I think that was because it was so long. Which I don't think was a good thing. But like I said, I think they were trying to do something different, but the fans weren't going for it. I was enjoying it, watching it, but it was what it was. But overall, I'd give us a 7, only because of the audio issues. The wrestling deserves better, and the video deserves better. But the audio was so bad that you have to downgrade it because of that. Even though, like I said, you could probably even downgrade it more if you wanted, and I wouldn't complain too bad about it. But the video was very good. Like I said, they did a very good job with the video, and I cannot say good enough things about the video quality of this show. I know some people worry about lag. I think I already talked about this. I didn't have much lag. For those of you that didn't order it, that you might want to order it, just to let you know, you can get this. I think with while I'm uploading it, I think it takes 34 hours or 24 hours after the initial pay-per-view is done, and then they'll upload it. The thing is, once you buy it once, you can watch it forever. That's something that's a very cool feature because I will tell you there's some other streaming sites have started up, and basically you pay your money and you can only watch it once, which isn't so cool. This, you can stream it as many times as you want. For $15, I will say this. For $15, 4 hours of pay-per-view is not a bad deal at all. So, there you go. Like I said, a 7. Not as good as I would have hoped, only because of the audio issues. If the audio issues hadn't been there, this would at the very least be an 8. Very, very least. I think. So there is that. So with that, just to let everybody know, the final resolution review probably will not be up till Monday. It might be Tuesday, but it'll probably be Monday because I'm not getting home tomorrow till 10 o'clock for some stupid reason. The company I work for decided that we should be open 10 o'clock on a Sunday. It's Christmas and all, but we're not going to be busy. But anyways, that is that. So you probably will not see a video review of Final Resolution until at least Monday, maybe even after that. So don't freak out if you don't see one. So with that, I'm out. Have a good one, and